Hey, Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualized, My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit the great big subscribe button down below, right here, right now. Hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live, like I'll post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we go along if you're enjoying the content. I have a fabulous show for you tonight. I'm a bit late because I had problems with my internet connection, so it's after midnight the next day. I was also over my parents for Easter Sunday, so happy Easter if you're watching this at a later scheduled time than Easter. Happy whatever day it is. So if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellini, author of this gorgeous book, Asexual Perspectives, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. It's absolutely amazing. It's got 47 real life asexual stories in it, and it basically answers every question you possibly want to ask an asexual about love, life and sex. Yes, it covers porn, masturbation, kinks, BDSM, being in relationships with sexuals, being in relationships with other asexuals, and how they deal with this very highly sexualized world. So that's one to go on your list of books to buy, and the links down below. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Asexualise Academy. So welcome to this show tonight, a cracking show for you. He told the truth, love without sex, and here's what happened. So you may have noticed my modem in the back. I've got to keep it there at the moment because like I said, I had problems with my internet. And if you've followed my journey, I'm really excited because I'm now in a relationship. Yes, after all these years. I've been predominantly single since November the 5th, 2007, and we've just moved out of Easter Monday in 2019, and we're going through to we're going through to what's the date? We're going through to Monday the 22nd of April. So I've been single for a very, very, very long time. Now this relationship is one that I intend to have and to keep for a very, very long time. And so you might have seen one of my other videos. So I was in a relationship with a guy, a guy who wanted me to be his girlfriend, and he said he could live without sex, right? Which for an asexual is a huge, huge deal, right? Because lots of guys lie to us, lots of people, they don't have to necessarily be guys. A lot of them lie to us, don't they? They say they can live without sex, but of course, a lot of the time it isn't true. They're just saying it to get into your underwear, sadly, and it's really pathetic and horrible for us to have to deal with as asexuals. So I haven't known this guy very long. I met him at my friend's 50th birthday party. I'm younger than my friend, quite a bit younger, but she's really young, really lively person, and the party was great. And this guy, young guy, sat down in front of me, and we began to talk, and we must have gone through all the stages of dating in like one night, and by the end of it we were cuddling. And but because I didn't know him well, I didn't that was like the end of the night, and we were messaging after that, and things grew on from there. And so he asked me to be his girlfriend. Because I didn't know him, I wasn't too sure. Even though I really wanted to be, and we started acting like boyfriend and girlfriend. To cut a long story short, on the 19th, which was Friday, we made official that we were boyfriend and girlfriend. 19th. So Saturday. I was going to say yesterday, but Saturday. Now, because we're just gone into Monday, Easter Monday. So Saturday on the in April 2019, which is Friday. So Friday the 19th of April, we became in a relationship, which we'd only started to get to know each other exactly the week before. On the previous Fridays, we only known each other a week, and then on the Saturday the 20th, we had our first ever day of being together completely, and it was the most wonderful day of my life, I think, to date, and certainly in terms of relationship ever. So it was incredible. I got on amazingly well with him. We went to the aquarium in Plymouth in the UK, and it was just absolutely fantastic. But I was so nervous the night before, because guys say they can live without sex, sexual guys, genuinely genuinely can't live without sex with me, because after me kissing them the way I like to kiss, because, I've got grey areas with kissing. I kiss passionate with the tongue. Most sexual guys, usually can't not have sex. Like within the first 5 minutes they want sex with me. And so I was really worried. So Friday was the day that Saturday was the day we were going to spend together. Friday, I was happier that he made it official on Friday, announced it on Facebook they were in a relationship. I was happy about that because I felt more secure. Like, this guy's serious about me. He really wants to commit to me. He's not just messing me around, like dating loads of women and stuff, because I hate that. And so I thought, if I do start kissing him more on Saturday, because I'd only given little pecks up till then, because I felt like I can't really go any further. One, because I didn't know, because he's British and I haven't kissed a British guy since 2011. I've predominantly been interested in foreign guys, as you know if you follow this channel, particularly Indian. So I was a little bit apprehensive about that if I'd like kissing a British guy, because I was, in general, I thought I wouldn't. And so, but I really think he's cute and I'm really super attracted to him. So I thought there is a chance. And we discussed kissing, and I thought, oh, he likes the same type of kissing as me. And I know I've been told I'm a good kisser before. He's been told he's a good kisser before. So that was all good. So I thought, maybe we can do some of that. But I don't like really snogging and stuff. Like, I think I've kind of like, got to the stage where I really want a seriously committed relationship. And I prefer to do really, all right, you might snog someone in a nightclub. You're never going to see them again. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like a bit but I haven't even done that for a long, 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 long time. Like, absolutely ages. I kissed someone the other. I did last year. Because I had a date, so I did with that guy, but I thought he's interested in relationship and he turned out to be a jerk, really. Yeah, so I did do that last year with one guy. But in general, I don't like to do that, and I prefer to do any kissing, and especially if I decide touching, like there's certain areas I don't want to be touched, the boundaries that I don't want crossing. But in a relationship, I think I would probably cross more of those, if you know what I mean, because I'd be in a serious committed relationship. So I've got the security there and knowing he's just not going around, with loads of women. So anyway, on the Thursday night, I was so scared. So I couldn't sleep all night. Friday night. So Friday night, we got an official relationship, and he announced it on Facebook. And then, but we had been messaging like for several hours, like video chatting for like 2 or 3 hours. So I was getting to know him during that time quite a bit, and I just thought this guy and me have loads in common, right? We get on so well, we're really attracted to each other. I could see that, but I was so scared. So so on Saturday the 20th, we were at aquarium. Obviously, if you're watching this at a later date, the dates will be, they'll be irrelevant. But I just wanted to say it's in April 2019, because I haven't been in a serious committed relationship since November 2011. That's a long time. That's like 8 years. Well, it's going to be like 7.5, isn't it, really? Because I celebrated my 7-year free from abuse anniversary last November 2018. So it's like 7.5 years. So yeah, and I was so nervous. Like, I spent the whole of the night not sleeping. I was laying in bed just like, in so much fight or flight mode, because I've been in abusive relationships before when you don't know a person. I mean, I thought he had a heart of gold, and I was right. But you never know. And I've been in so much abusive relationships, and every guy wants sex with me, and I just like, my body was just like really in turmoil, and it was really difficult because like part of you just wants to like bolt and run away, but that's what I've had before. But with this guy, I thought it was different. I thought when I met him at the party, it's really natural to hold his hand, really natural to cuddle him. And I mean, I used to get that with foreign guys, but not really British, but not in that same way. I can't describe it. It was just so natural. Like me and him were meant to be together. It's really weird. And so I thought, I've got to face this fear, because obviously with me, I get relationship anxiety. So unless I face that fear, I can never actually be in a relationship. Now, if the guy's a good guy, then obviously that fear will, should die down, and I should be able to relax around the guy. If he's a bad guy, the fear intensity of the fear will just stay the same or escalate. So I was like really, excuse me, I was really, really worried. I'm just gonna have a quick drink. And I was really quite scared and frightened, because I was like, I want to see him, I want to spend time with him. We get on really well, but I like, I like kissing, and like if I'm getting intimate, I'm just so scared that he's gonna want more, and he want the sex that he said it was fine without, because that's what loads of the guys say. I've had tons of guys that say that, and even asexual guys, on the some of them on the more sexual end of the spectrum, they start talking about stuff that's too sexual for me. So I was really scared, and I didn't sleep a wink, and I was really nervous, and I was really, really scared. And then as the day started, from morning started going on, he started kissing me a little bit when we met up, which we kind of discussed beforehand on video. That so we both like kissing, so maybe we'll do more of that. And because he said we're in an actual relationship rather than faffing around saying just dating, which I mean, he did, to be fair to him, he did ask me a couple of days before to be in a relationship, but I just because I didn't know him, I wanted to spend the whole day with him first before getting into a relationship. But actually, by the time that Friday came around, the day before, we were acting like boyfriend and girlfriend all the time. He started telling people that I was girlfriend, and I just thought I just feel more comfortable if I was, because it's risky, but at the end of the day, if things go wrong, I can just say, obviously we made a mistake. Things, weren't what we thought they were, and we could, part as friends or something. I don't know. And I don't even like saying that because that's not exactly my intention. I was thinking, like, if things don't work out, it's okay, we can walk away, So I was thinking, like maybe, hopefully how we get on, how we've got on the last week, how we care about each other, and seem to love each other already, then hopefully it'll be fine. But I was just so scared. I really, really was scared. My body, when you can feel your hands trembling and stuff like that, even. So anyway, we met up, and then just from the morning, and we did start a little bit of like more, because I knew then that I was in a relationship with him. It was better for me. I know a lot of people wouldn't think that, but for me it's different. I like the security of being in that relationship and saying we're in a relationship now. No faffing around with seeing other people and all that rubbish that dating includes. It's like, just commit. And I know I've said on this channel before that it's better to build up friendship first, be really good friends with the person first before you just go into a relationship. It's never a good idea, it won't work out. That's what I've been saying a lot lately, but I have been thinking more of like platonic relationships, and I have been like experiencing like friends that are like love for friends, but not romantic love. But in the true sense, I am a romantic girl. And on Friday when we met at my friend's party, it was just like we went through all the stage of dating in one night, which I know if you're an aromantic asexual, so you lack romantic attraction as well as sexual attraction, you're probably like, what the hell? Why would you even like be able to have all those feelings for someone and fall in love super easily? Like, we both love each other like now. Do you know what I mean? It's like instant, nearly. It's very bizarre. It's a really bizarre feeling, but I'm used to that because I'm used to romantic relationships. But because I've been talking to you on here for so long, saying it's not a good idea to do that, that's why I've been really apprehensive and cautious. But I think sometimes in life you can be so apprehensive and cautious that you just don't go with the flow, and you just miss your opportunity. And I've been looking for a guy, as you know, for absolute years, and it just feels right with him. So I said yes, and then we started kissing in the morning, much more intimately, passionately, I guess, if you like. And we were kissing on the train and stuff, and it was really good. And we're like the same kissing compatibility. And like as the day went on, we just obviously it was just really, really good. And as the way that day went on till the evening, and we were like spent literally all day together, including the evening, then I knew that I was safe around him by the end of the night, because he did come back to my flat, and we were like kissing and cuddling and stuff, but no sex or anything like that, because he had a whole day at the aquarium, but there were hours left over in the evening, and I don't usually invite people back to my flat where I don't know very well. You know that about me. Like, even my friends don't usually come in here. But it's kind of like the way I felt about him. I felt like really secure and safe, and that he's not going to hurt me, and he's got a heart of gold. And that if I don't like anything, I can just say leave now, or I'm in control, really, because just I don't know, I just felt right. So we did kiss and cuddle, and it was really important. Kind of like, in a way, it's good to test for me as well, because it's like I don't want to be with a person and spend like 2-3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and then not be kind of passionate with them, which is truly who I am. One, that I don't really like holding back anyway on that, because it's like a real pleasure of mine in a relationship. And two is like kind of like to test the person in that sense, like, are they true in what they say, or are they just going to lie when they're with me? And it's kind of better to find that out sooner rather than later. So it's kind of like risky 50-50, really. but I just know he's different. He's younger than me, which I love, early 20s. So it's really good for me. But we get on so well, like we've got so much in common. So yeah, as the day progressed, it was amazing. So we went to the aquarium and we were just laughing loads, like being best friends with each other, which we've grown over the last week anyway. Just we couldn't help but laugh, and I thought that's wonderful. That's a really good start to a relationship. You're both laughing, you're both enjoying each other's company, we're both making each other really happy, we're both having fun. It was like being a teenager with him that I love. I love the teenager style relationship. That's exactly what I've got with him, which is like, wow. I mean, obviously before I was looking for an Indian foreign guy, but this guy ticks like pretty much all my boxes. Yes, he's not Indian or foreign, but I'm super, super attracted to him, which is a miracle for me, because I'm just never attracted to usually British guys enough to want to kiss them. And with him, it's different. He's just so cute. He is really, really cute. And he's very caring, very loving with a big heart. And yes, when we were kissing, and he loves kissing like I do, he could kiss me passionately with no sex. And I was just like, oh my God, he was telling me the truth. Because I didn't believe him totally on that. I wanted to believe him, but it's kind of like, what every guy says. And, it's not just a case of believing him. So it's kind of a case of like, all right, well, I did believe him to a certain extent, because obviously, I wouldn't have even got into a relationship if I didn't believe him. But at the beginning, when I first met him, I kind of thought he was just saying that to please me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think he actually meant it. And then, I knew from the aquarium, from us talking on camera, he wasn't saying asexual stuff, and he was being really sweet. I mean, he was talking about stuff that asexuals would usually talk about, like Disney movies with me, music, films, sending me love songs. He's super romantic, and I'm a hyper romantic, so that's really good. So he was doing like all the things that I would normally, and talk about all the things I would normally talk about with other asexuals. That really put me at ease. So I felt he really related to me. He's liked all my asexualized page on Facebook, and he's also follows this channel, subscribe, and watch my videos, and sometimes he comments, and I just really love the support. It's really, really, really nice. And so yeah, I was just blown over. I'm blown away because he can have passionate kissing with no sex. I didn't get the sexual energy from him like I would normally get from a sexual guy. It was like really good. It's like, but he's a very strong guy, so it's kind of like, he's a very strong guy. So it's kind of like, are you holding back, or do you really want to do that? But I trust him. I do trust him. It's kind of hard because this is like the first time we've been together, intimate like that, really passionate, and it's kind of like, you never know if it's going to change his mind down the line. But I didn't get the vibe from him. I got the vibe that he's really not that bothered. But it's like really weird though, because I was like worried I'm not pleasing him, because obviously I'm not having sex with him. So it's like I want to know if I'm kissing him the right way in different, upper body places. Like I said, I like to kiss the chest and stuff, and neck and things like that. I'm all right with the upper body, just not a bit below the waist. And he was perfectly respectful about that, because I didn't see anything like below the waist, which is really, really good. So he really listened to my needs, really attentive, and really accepted that about me. And any places I didn't want him to touch, all I had to do is say, don't touch me there, and he'd be fine with it. And that was really good. But I think what's really difficult as well is when you've been single for a long time as an asexual person, and you did a lot of touching and stuff before, but like in my case, I didn't realize I was asexual back then. So I was in 2014, I found out. So I was with all my heterosexual relationships previously, with my exes. I kind of never really got to know my own boundaries, like what I like and what I don't like a guy doing to me, because it's like I did pretty much everything with my ex, because that's what I thought I had to do. But since 2014, when I realised I was asexual, I realised that I don't have to have a relationship involving sex, because all right, this guy, that I've just met, even if he's not right, there's thousands of asexuals actually that I can get a relationship. So when I said to him in the beginning, I said, well, okay, you're heterosexual, I'm asexual, but I can still get loads of, there's still lots of asexual guys. There's still possibilities for me, because I think that's really important. If you are dating a heterosexual or in a relationship with one, that you do tell them that because they might you know, if they're a bad person, they might think, oh, right, well, she's got to stay with me because there's not many men, or, you know, if it's a woman that you're into, not many men or women that are like that, you know, that are like me, you know, who can accept that about them. But you have to make it known that they might be sacrificing the not having sex with you, but you're sacrificing giving up finding a suitable asexual for you, which an asexual is so rare to come by. So in a way, you are giving up more than them in the sense of the potential to have an ideal asexual other partner, if you know what I mean, because we're more rarer. So we have to spend years looking for that person, months, weeks, days, traveling and doing lots of stuff. It's like relentless. Whereas they can just pick up a sexual person wherever they want, really. You know what I mean? Like, it's not difficult, is it? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we're giving up a rare find. Like, for me to give up my journey of trying to find an Indian asexual guy since 2014, you know, we're now in 2019, for me to just give that up like that is a lot, you know. But it seemed natural to do that because he ticks so many of my boxes, even though he's not Indian and he's not foreign. He just ticks pretty much all the other boxes. Like, he's a really strong, manly guy, yet he's really like a teenager as well, young guy as well. So he's got like best of the things that I like about him. Um, he can even pick me up. He's that strong. He can physically. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. He's that strong. He can physically lift me up. Like, he's 23, 24 next month. So birth certificate age, he's a lot younger than me, but I love that because, you know, those wanting a guy in the early to mid 20s, when they're 20, you know, around the 24-year-old mark, they kind of know what they want in life. And he knew that he was looking for someone that he wants to settle down. He doesn't want to be single anymore. So when we say settle down, I don't want kids, and he said he doesn't either because I was worried about that. But you know, so when it's settling down, it's kind of like we both were looking for a relationship, serious and committed. I think that's what helps it to work, because if you're both fed up of faffing around with, you know, with dating and relationships, and you just really want to settle down in that relationship, you're both going to give a lot of energy and effort to it to try and make it work. That's why I was saying today in this channel that you have to be having the right mindset in order to have a loving, long-lasting, healthy relationship, which is sex-free. You have to be in the right frame of mind in the first place. You have to be really wanting that relationship. You know, when you get into it, before you get into a relationship, you have to be wanting it so much that you've kind of made space in your life for that person, space in your heart, space in your mind, so that when they come into it, you're ready for them when they show up. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, he takes the box. I mean, he's got beautiful hair and he's super cute. I mean, super cute. And he's got like, his hair's spiky. Now, obviously, I liked Indian guys like with short dark hair, run my fingers through it like Bollywood style. Life of Pi, that was used to be my idol type of guy. The guy in Life of Pi, and I used to like that brown hair. Now, he hasn't got brown, he's got blonde. It's spiky, and spiky's my other like second top attraction hair type of style, and he likes to keep it short, like shaved and the spike at the top. And I find that so gorgeous in him because I love running my hands through his hair, and it's beautiful, you know. And it's really weird because we're the same star sign. Like, my birthday's this coming Wednesday, so happy birthday to me, thank you. I'm going for my birthday. I'm meeting up with asexual friends the night before. Like, well, my best friend is coming today because it's Monday the 22nd of April 2019. So he's coming all the way from Hertfordshire, asexual, spending 4 whole days, well, like 2 half days and 2 whole days with me. 4 days and 3 nights basically booked into a hotel, and he's literally like spending 4 days with me. I'm so grateful and thankful. Like, this is before I got with the guy I'm in a relationship with, so it was all arranged. So this is amazing. I haven't seen him for months, November, and we get on so well. Like, he's the guy that's more into guys than girls. He's just such a kind guy though, and not into kissing either, which obviously was no good for me. So we weren't compatible romantically, but friendship wise, really compatible friendship wise, because, you know, we're both sex repulsed asexuals, although I'm a grey A, whereas he's not. You know, I have grey areas. Like, I'm still not ever sexually attracted, so I don't get the need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse ever. And so therefore, in that respect, I'm not actually a typical textbook grey A, but I do have grey areas where I like to kiss passionately. It's very sexual in behaviour. And that's a bit scary for me. You know, it's like I exhibit sexual behavior, so I'm with this guy in a relationship. He's saying he can live without sex, but when I have all this sexual behavior, even though I don't want the sexual sex, is he going to understand the difference? So I had to really explain that to him and hammer it in. Like, it doesn't matter what my body does, doesn't matter what my breathing does, doesn't matter what I tell him when I'm intimate with him. I won't want the intercourse. That's it. end of story. But he really understood that. He listened and was really attentive and really understood my needs. And he didn't, like below the waist, that was all covered up. Because from watching my YouTube channel that I don't mind kissing on the chest. So he asked me if I wanted to take his top, if he wanted me to take it, if it was okay if he took his top off, if I wanted that, So he's just asking me all the time, stuff like that, so I could kiss his chest because I don't mind that. But I don't want lower body, so that was really good. And so a lot of my fears were delayed. So I went from in the morning and the night before being so scared and frightened that, what if this guy's gonna want sex? What if I, because it's very different when you're with an asexual person. You just know is never gonna want sex with you, right? It doesn't matter how much you kiss them, if they're a genuine asexual guy and they're not wanting sex ever. So if they're not obviously if they're on the more grey sexual end of the spectrum, it might be a little bit like they might want it now and again. You don't, it depends. You'd have to discuss that with the person, because some grey A's do experience sexual attraction and they might be more likely to do that. But in general, if you get a heteromantic, for example, asexual person, you haven't got that to worry about. I was getting so freaked out that this guy's not asexual and he's heterosexual, and I was just so scared. So my body is just in fight or flight the whole night before I met up with him. But like I said, it was really good. So when we met up and we had a beautiful day together, we were chatting away, having a laugh. The aquarium was amazing. We were just getting on like a house on fire. I mean, a house on fire. It was like so compatible. Like you wouldn't be, like I said, he's not Indian. He's, I wrote in my description, but he pretty much is all the other things I was looking for in a guy, and he's super cute. I'm really, really attracted to him. I can't believe how attracted I am to a British guy after all these years. I mean, I am super attracted to him, like super glued attracted to him. Like me and him, like holding hands, like all the time. Like having physical contact, obviously not the intercourse, but having physical contact like constantly, nearly. He's very much like, hold my hand, honey. It's like I'm like that, so if I'm not holding his hand for a few minutes, he's like that and I'm like that, and I just think that's wonderful to have a guy like that. And he's just super kind and caring, and he's huge. So as the day progressed, I just got less and less anxiety till later on when we were intimate kissing. It was a really good test for him, for me, to be honest, to see if he could actually do that. But I do honestly think he's a guy that could live without sex. He doesn't seem bothered one way or the other, where he has it or not. So it's like it doesn't really matter, because he loves the kissing so much like I do. And and to be honest, my behavior with kissing is really sexual, as because I've told you that before. Even though I'm asexual, I don't experience sexual attraction, but my kiss is very sexual behavior. And I was like starting to say to him, like, I'm behaving more sexually than you are with the way I like to kiss, because I can't help it, because I get high levels of arousal. But I'm like thinking, well, I'm the asexual one. You are, as far as I know, heterosexual. But I seem to be like, acting more sexually than you do. It's like really freaked me out. And then obviously later on I was asking him questions like, okay, so are you sexually attracted to me? And, like, do you want sex with me and all the rest of it, even though I don't want it, I was asking questions like that, but, he was kind of really reassuring that he told me he doesn't need it. He's not bothered about it. So it was all good. I really believe him, actually. Yeah, I really believe that that's true. So, I mean, obviously, as time progresses, time will tell, won't it? Because I'll probably end up kissing more and more and more. And then I'll definitely know. But I feel really safe and secure with him. He made me feel that safe and secure. And, like, it's difficult for me with touching as well. Because, like, I haven't been touched in any really naughty places, I'd say, sexual places, if you like, since my ex. And I've told you before that I was in a heterosexual relationship for 8.5 years, and we used to do pretty much loads of stuff, but I just used to let my ex get on with it. And that's when I had sex with him, because I didn't know I was asexual back then. And so it was like kind of like it's kind of like now I'm in a relationship again. It's like, how much touching do I want and where do I want it? Because like I've told you on this channel that I love kissing. I don't mind in a serious, really serious, committed, loving relationship. Like if a guy touches me below, for example, only if I show him how to do it and what I like. So with him touching, but on my top half, I don't like that. I think I don't like it, but it's kind of like, because I'm used to, like, because I've spent years now kind of testing myself what I like and don't like, because I think that's really important, right? So like there's a lot of stigma and taboo, isn't there, around masturbation, around touching yourself, around caressing yourself, around doing all that type of thing. But I really honestly believe if you're single and you're asexual and you want to get into a relationship and you're thinking about getting a relationship with a actual heterosexual for a start, or you're thinking about getting a relationship with another asexual that doesn't mind some touching, then I think it's really important that you explore your own body and find out what you like and don't like. And then you kind of have to ask yourself the question, do I just want to touch myself in that way, keep it for all myself, and not have any other person involved in it if I get in a relationship? Or do I want actually that person to do some of that stuff for me that I would usually like doing for myself? And I think, like you might have to experiment a bit and find out, because it's like, for me, it's like, unless I get the right guy, then I'm not going to want him to touch my top half. I'm not going to want him to like touch me in loads of places. And like, even if I get the right guy, there's going to be certain places that maybe I don't want him to touch. But then, it could be equally that I do like more touching than I think, and that I just don't want intercourse, because I just don't like that. I don't like the sex. I don't really get any pleasure from it. I never did. I got more pleasure from my ex, like kissing me and his finger, basically, if I'm really, really honest, so it was touching. But and it's kind of weird because sometimes I might like to be touched in more private places in certain circumstances and in certain, in certain instances, but then other times I might like not. It's really weird. It's like, obviously I like to keep covered up because I don't like nudity, but I don't mind being really physically intimate and close with bodies intertwined with clothes on, but I'm not interested in that doing that off. Do you see what I mean? It's kind of different circumstances. So it's really, really strange when you're getting to know yourself. But I think it's really good for you. I think it's really good while you're single. Like, that's what I've been trying to do. Like, I've been trying to explore my own body more, which I know it's very taboo, but I think it's really important to do that. Because I thought, if I get in a relationship, I need to know what I like and don't like. So I can tell the guy, don't do this, I really don't like it, but I actually like this, if I want him to do that. But I'm still in debate sometimes whether I want him to or not, because I consider like my private parts really private to me. And so it's like, I don't know if I want him to do that. And sometimes I think I do, and other times I think I don't. I think it's too much because it's too intimate, because it's my body. So I kind of like fluctuate on that at the moment, because I've only just obviously got with him in a relationship, but I trust him a lot. And sometimes it feels right, maybe being touched in more intimate places, but then other times it feels a bit like wrong. It's too much. Like, I shouldn't be doing that because I've always not liked that. So I don't know. It's very confusing, that bit for me. It's like, well, I like it, but I'm used to doing that for myself. I'm not used to a guy doing that, but maybe I want it, but maybe I don't all the time, or maybe I want it a bit, but maybe I don't fully. But you know what I mean? It's like I'm just don't know. I think it's good to admit to myself that what if I do actually like a lot more touching than I think I do, if this guy, like, he seems the right guy. But you see, that's the thing. We've only just got to be in a relationship together, so it's kind of like, I don't think he's going to leave me. I think he's going to be around for the long haul. He seems like really interested in me. He was explaining that he thought it was beautiful from the moment he saw me. He was interested in a relationship with me, right, basically the first night he ever met me, because he thinks I understand him more than, well, I understand him more than anyone, and that I'll look after him, which is really nice. I really appreciate that. And he was the one who instigated the holding hands when we were dancing. He was the one that instigated kind of pretty much the whole relationship. So but he did it in a really nice way. So I kind of feel really secure. I feel like he's not looking around for anyone else. He keeps reassuring me that I'm his girl and that he, loves me. He told me about about love me from the first night we met. It's really weird. There's a poster and he goes, there was love, and he goes, oh, that's me and you. And I just didn't say anything. I was like wearing red. But yeah, I've developed those feelings really quickly for him. I'm a hyper romantic though, so it doesn't really surprise you. But it's like not being with an Indian guy now doesn't bother me, but it did do before. It really bothered me. If I was to get into a relationship with anyone else, I thought I won't be satisfied and happy because they're not Indian. But with him, I don't feel that way. I honestly don't feel that way. I feel like I don't need to find an Indian guy anymore. I don't need to chase after him anymore. I don't need to look for one anymore, because this guy's the right guy for me. Now, obviously, it's really early days, and I hope I'm completely 100% right about it this time, because I've been let down by so many guys in the past. I've had liars and cheats and, people who tell you what you want to hear. But he seems to genuinely want to please me, but in a very true and authentic way, not in a scheming, conniving, manipulative, I'm going to get this out of you way. he seems to genuinely love me and care about me. I feel that actually when he says it, even though it's really quickly. I think he's a keeper. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really excited about what the future holds. I hope we'll be together forever, if I'm absolutely honest. I know that's a really big, bold statement because it's like we've only just met, but it just feels so right. So I really, 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 really pray that I'm right this time, that it's not just going to be one of those whirlwind romances that we're not going to find out like a few months down the line we're not compatible like we thought we were. I just hope it gets better and better every single day of my life with him, you know. At the moment, we love spending time with each other and we're really into each other and really like getting to be like best friends and stuff. So it's incredible. And I feel really blessed to have him in my life. I think we're really good for each other and make each other really happy. So I hope it continues. This is what he bought me. Look, he bought me these tulips for Easter present and my birthday, because I told you it's my birthday on Wednesday. And I meet up with 6 asexuals for a Chinese meal the night before. So me and my friend, who's coming from all the way from Hertfordshire tomorrow, we're meeting for 6 of us for a Chinese meal the night before my birthday. Then we're going clubbing. That's actually to a foreign club, because I thought, you know, at the time that, I can at least see some Indian guys or other guys out that foreign, because that's what I thought, because I was single. But you know, now it's a little bit weird. But because I got my friend there, I'll be dancing with my friend anyway. So it's not like I'm going for the foreign guys really anymore. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie and say I'm not attracted to them, but you know what I mean? I'm not bothered about them anymore because I've got a really committed guy who can fulfill all my needs, it seems like. And, you know, I love him. He loves me and he seems really right for me. You know, I don't want some foreign guy. One, most of them want visas anyway for marriage. And two is like, I haven't met an asexual foreign guy, and even in the club, they're not going to be asexual. So I'm like, really, you know, like I'm really glad that I'm with this guy now. I'm with. He seems really genuine. He seems to really want to please me. Like I said, I mean, being touched, I've been surprised actually, because sometimes I feel like, I would like him to touch me a bit more in places that I didn't think I would. But then other times I get a bit like, no, it's wrong because it's too private. It's my body. So I'm kind of debating. But there's lots of places I wouldn't let him touch, which, you know, he's really respectful of that. You know, he didn't really mind what I did with him. But then I'm an asexual one, aren't I? So I've got like really strong boundaries. But it's kind of like hard because it's like if you put a boundary in place and then you change your mind and like, you know, like don't do this and then I want now you can do it. It's kind of like hard, I think, because it's like, you know, I don't want to confuse the guy, but it's like I honestly, you know, I honestly feel like I don't totally know myself in some ways, because it's like, I mean, if I enjoy him touching me, is it wrong? Kind of, I feel it's wrong because I feel like it's my body and I shouldn't be letting him do that. But maybe I like it a lot, maybe. So it's really confusing. I think it's really confusing. I find that hard because I am, you know, I'm heteromantic, but I do have grey areas, and I've got to remember that. You know, I kind of like, part of me just wants to completely let loose and think, okay, just, you know, down the line, not now because I don't know him well enough. Down the line, maybe, you know, I would like more touching stuff. But right now, I need to keep firm boundaries still in place because I don't know him as well as I should. You know, and I need to be even more relaxed and secure in the relationship first for all that type of stuff if I want, you know. But it's hard. I think that's one of the hardest things so far for me. First of all, is trusting him in the first place, not to have sex with me and not trying to instigate that after we're really kissing intimately and passionately. And the second is like knowing my own mind, because it's important. If I don't know my own mind, he's not going to understand. If I set a boundary and then change it, he's going to get a bit confused. But I think you have to have a word with the person as well and say, look, I don't want this now, but maybe I'll change my mind. But it's all about like giving your consent. Like if the person says, if I say I don't want that, and then they ask, you know, it's hard because it's a fine balance between them asking you because it feels like pressure, or them asking you because it feels like they genuinely want to please you in every way they can. So I think that's really hard as well, you know, because it's kind of like, are they doing it for me because it makes me really happy physically, pleasure wise, or are they doing it for themselves because they're getting a kick out of it because it's more sexual for them? So I find that quite difficult. You know, it's a dilemma. It's like, I don't want to do it because they get a sexual kick out of it. I want to do it because I get pleasure out of it, even though I want them to enjoy themselves. But I would rather do stuff to their body, not below the waist that makes them feel incredibly happy, I guess, like sexual behaviour wise. But that's not got anything to do with my body, so that they're not using my body for sexual pleasure, if that makes sense. It's a bit weird. But I guess if I end up liking them doing stuff to me, it's okay. But I do find that hard. I do find that a real dilemma. It's really weird for me. It's because I think, I feel more comfortable intimately with him than I have for a very long time with anyone. I trust him a lot. So I think it's a huge deal for me, huge deal. And kind of like, if I like a lot of touching myself and doing things to myself, it's kind of like, well, why not have him do that for you? No, it's less work for you. Someone else can do that for you if you enjoy it. But then it's like, I don't know if I want a guy's hand doing that to me, because it's like different to my own, if you know what I mean. So I find that really, really difficult. I think it's something I just have to think about, and I have to experiment with him and say, look, I'll try this out. If I like it, great, we'll stick with it. If I don't, then I don't want you to do it anymore. I think that's what I have to do. I'll try this, and maybe it might be that I want to do it sometimes, but I don't want to do it other times. So I might have to say that to them, which they might get very confused by. But I think it's really important to have very open, honest discussions when you're asexual and the other person, like says they don't want sex, but you don't know if that's true or not. If they're heterosexual, for example, then it's kind of like you need to make sure that they know that everything's got to be consensual, all the touching, everything, so that you feel like you're not violated as an asexual person. You feel like you're in control of your own body, and you're in control of the situation whilst not controlling that person, if you know what I mean. They've got their own freedom and rights, but you're saying what happens to your body, whether you like it or you don't like it, and how you like it and when you like it. I think that's a really important point, and so I think it's been incredibly insightful. My body's really relaxed now and it's not in fight or flight mode usually anymore. I can relax with him and be myself, because I know that even if he kisses me passionately, deeply, he's not gonna pounce on me. I haven't really told you much on this channel, but I've told you about what happened when I was 15, that I had a boyfriend, and that he tried it on me. But I was 15 and he tried to have sex with me when I was 15. I didn't expect it. And so that's why it's difficult for me, because the incidents that have happened in my life have been with boyfriends. They haven't been when I was being single. And so all the dangerous incidents have been when I was with a boyfriend. That's why my body was in fight or flight, before I met this guy that I'm in a relationship with now. It's been boyfriend, it's not been some random dude. So when I was 15, this guy literally was my boyfriend, and he tried to have sex against my will, basically. But I didn't say no. I just couldn't speak, because I was just, what he was doing, the way he was grabbing hold of my hands. I mean, I never ever want people to grab hold of my arms or hands. I could never do all the BDSM stuff or anything like that, especially because of that incident. I do not like a guy grabbing hold of my arm, because he grabbed hold of my hand to put it on his thing, basically, and it was forced and it was horrible. I hated it, and I just put it down to a horrible incident in my life. But basically, he was tempting to rape me, pretty much. I didn't realise that till I had some counselling, and they said that's basically what he tried to do. But I didn't say no, because I was like speechless in a bad way, like I couldn't talk. I just physically blocked him from doing that. And there was also a boyfriend I've been with, which I didn't. I think about the other one, because that's in my book. What I just told you, I was 15 and the guy was 18. But you don't know about another one, which was a boyfriend I had, and the guy just literally pounced on me, and he was a boyfriend I had, and it was horrible. It was a horrible experience. And so my bad experiences are not really out of relationships, they're in relationships. So therefore, that's why I get relationship anxiety, because it's like, these are my past boyfriends. They think just because they're my boyfriend, they're entitled to do this stuff to me, that I'll like it and enjoy it. And that's simply not the case. So, with this guy, I've got to make sure that boundaries are very in place. And if I do say to him he can do stuff, I need to make it clear when he can do that, how he can do that, how often, and if I always want that, or if there's I'm just trying it out with him. I think it's so important, because I know he said he's okay with not having sex, so I have to trust him on that. I do trust him on that. He seems genuine, because he's been able to kiss me and hasn't been giving me that sexual energy that I usually get from sexual guys. So I think he has pleasurable feelings in his body like me, like arousal type stuff, but I don't think, I think he's like not bothered about the end result being sex, which is great for me. So, it's just really important. I think overall I really love his personality. That's what really attracts me mostly to his personality. He's super cute. We have tons in common. We make each other laugh so much. I get really well with him. He's put me at ease and I trust him, because I think no sexual guy in the past has ever been able to kiss me like that and been able to, like, not truly. There was a guy last year, but he was just like getting, I think he would have had more, but it was more for his pleasure. Whereas this guy just seems to say to me, like, wherever you want to be touched, let me know, for my benefit more. Wherever you don't, just, like to say, just tell me what you don't like and I'll be fine about it. I won't do that. So it's kind of like, I do feel like I'm more in control of the situation with good communication with him, open and honest. So yeah, I just want to see how it goes, really, but I'm really optimistic about the future. I am going to be out a lot this coming week for my birthday, so I might not be able to do my live streams much this week because I'm literally like out for nights on end, like tonight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so 4 days in a row. So obviously I can't live stream, sadly, out of my room anymore, out of this, far away from this desktop, because until I've got 1,000 subscribers, then YouTube will not let me live stream on a mobile device anymore, like an iPad or phone. So that's a bit annoying. But if you've got more channels, please subscribe to this channel from the multiple channels. Please get your friends to share and subscribe to this channel so that I can get 1,000 followers, so I can really start boosting, this up again. And I can start doing more live streams, mobile again, which would be great. Anyway, I think I've covered quite a lot. If you've got any questions about what it feels like or what it's like when you're in a relationship with someone who's not asexual or who says they can live without sex but you don't believe them, or any type of questions like that, please leave them in the comments below. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit the great subscribe button now below. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like that. I'll post a new video, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and share. Until next time, I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.